Hi, welcome to Fighting Over the Remote, a podcast about finding movies to love together. I'm Elissa.
And I'm Robert. Every week, one of us chooses what we're watching, and then we give our initial thoughts, awards, and ratings.
This week I had the remote.
And I was forced to watch Mean Girls, the original 2004,
Not the
starring Lindsey Lohan
2024
and
version,
Rachel McAdams.
which I've yet to see still.
And I don't think I will be seeing that one.
You will. You will.
No, it's a musical.
You will.
I'm not anti-musical, but I'm anti-turning things that already exist in non-musical form into a musical.
That does kind of grind my gears a little bit. I'm like, it was already so good. Like, why did we need to... Well, and it's also like...
Why don't you come up with your own idea? Why do you have to make everything existing IP?
Well, technically it is all Tina Fey. She's the one that's doing all of it. But
get a new idea, Tina. Come on.
Where's your new work?
Get some new material.
No,
what else have you done?
I think what bothers me is I think it's fine when it goes from like a play into a Broadway musical, but then when it's like a play or movie into a Broadway musical back into a movie.
I just don't like when we keep retelling the same stories in different mediums. Like, it's one
thing... Because
thing
it's the exact same story.
It's one thing if it's Shakespeare and you're like, retelling it.
Or you're like switching the lens around like She's the Man or something like that.
Something like that.
That's fair.
But this, it's just like...
Yeah.
Just come
but
up
we're
with
not talking
story.
about that one.
We're not.
We're talking about the OG. Which I have to say I have not watched like all the way through in a few years, and it's even better than I remember.
Should I refresh the listeners' memories if they haven't watched along with us?
Yeah, I think if you haven't seen Mean Girls in a while, Robert's gonna give you the lowdown here.
All right. Should I get a 60-second timer?
Oh, yeah, we need the timer. Yes, we also need the timer. Thank you for...
I'll do it on mine.
Yeah, so if you haven't heard us do a summary before, we have... You're welcome, because we used to do them for a long time, but now we do it to where the person who just saw the movie has to go through the whole plot of the movie in 60 seconds, because we need to keep it short and simple.
I'll let you decide when I start.
Oh my god, I just punched the microphone.
Bam.
3, 2, 1, go.
All right. Mean Girls is about Katie Heron. She is a white girl from Africa, and her mom gets tenure at Northwestern, I think, and then so all of a sudden she's having to go to a public high school in America. There she befriends a couple of the outcasts, the Plastics, the Mean Girls, the titular Mean Girls, played by a cast of famous women.
30 seconds.
They like are kind of, they're mean to her.
There you go.
She it's very hard. The time pressure makes my brain freeze.
Just go. You got 15 seconds.
So she befriends the Mean Girls, and then she pretends like she's one of them, and then she really becomes one of them, and then she gets revenge on them, and then they get revenge on her, and then the whole class gets mad at her because of the revenge the Mean Girls got on her, and then everybody makes up in the end, and she gets the guy, and she gets friends, and all that good stuff.
Yay.
Damn. I pulled it out in the end.
You did leave out the part where she like manipulated her way into being in the Plastics.
Yeah, I was trying to explain that part, and then I was like, no, I can't go in depth with that part, and then my brain was just like, but you just loaded a bunch of details, and now you're just making me not.
I love that you were the one that suggested we did the timer.
Well, I thought it would be funny because it's something that I would hate.
And here you are.
And I don't hate it. It is kind of funny, but
yeah.
I mean, I find it very funny, but I hate doing it.
Yeah. It is stressful.
It doesn't mesh with my brain.
Because like, how do you summarize? This movie's like an hour and a half, right? Hour 45 or something. Like, how do you summarize that in 60 seconds? You did a good job, though.
Thank you. It's actually a very short movie.
It is a very short movie.
Which will play a role in my rating later on, but it's like...
Oh, okay.
It's so short.
Okay.
I was shocked by how short it was.
Yeah, it's very short.
This is literally half the length of
several
of the movies that I suggested and will suggest in the future.
Yeah, I freaking know. What all did you know about Mean Girls before seeing it?
I knew Regina George got hit by a bus, so that was not.
Okay.
And I had seen that scene, so that part was not a spoiler for me.
Nice to know.
I knew the Lindsey Lohan of it all.
Mhm.
I think that's the only reason, like, as a kid, I was aware of Mean Girls was
Mm.
Lindsay Lohan.
Mhm.
Um, it's very strange, like, when you're a kid, you think things are gonna be a much bigger part of your life than they actually end up being,
And that's how you
and
felt about Lindsay Lohan?
Lindsay Lohan was in fucking everything.
That's true.
The amount of times I've seen The
That's
Parent
true.
Trap is,
Yeah.
like, it because it was always on Disney
That's
Channel.
such a good movie.
It is a really good movie, but it's just on at all time. Also, just randomly, like, Dennis Quaid's her dad. Very
Uh-huh.
strange, like, really famous actor just playing.
What has he been in? Oh, he's in like a Yellowstone show, isn't he, or something?
Is he?
I don't know.
He hasn't been in a lot of stuff lately.
But that was really
Not
all
that I
you
know of.
knew? Sorry. That was really all you knew?
I mean, I knew that Tina Fey wrote it. I knew that Tim
Mhm.
Meadows was in it. Um,
Is that the principal?
yeah,
Okay.
I
That's
think
what
I think his name's Tim Meadows. Yeah, Tim Meadows. He's so funny.
He's
I
been in so
I
much.
love him.
He's been in so much stuff.
I mean, he's like '90s era SNL. Like, he came up with like Adam Sandler and those guys.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he was a cast member. I mean, I'm sure that's how him and Tina Fey knew each other. But
Oh, probably.
um,
Yeah, probably so.
yeah, I mean, he's so funny. I knew he was in it. I knew Tina Fey like wrote and was in it. I thought she had directed it, but
Mm.
she didn't. Um, and then I knew. I think as an adult, I became aware that it was Rachel McAdams who played
Yeah.
Regina George.
Yeah.
As a kid, like, I knew of the like mean girl character, but I didn't know that that was Rachel McAdams.
Isn't that crazy?
And I'd seen like Wedding Crashers and The Notebook and a
I've
bunch of
never
other
seen The
things.
Notebook.
You would love The Notebook.
I know I would.
Like, you would just fucking love The
I
Notebook.
know I would.
I like The Notebook.
I
And
just don't
don't
know
like
why,
those.
but I've never seen it all the way through. I don't know what happened. I just haven't. I don't know. I need to watch it.
That's like one of the few like just overly sappy movies that I'm just like, all right, I'll sit down. I'll watch this.
Oh, I didn't.
But
Okay,
I'm a big
fine.
fan of both.
Pull my leg.
It's Ryan Gosling, Rachel McAdams, and
Yeah.
James Marsden. All three of them.
James Marsden's in it?
Yeah. Well, I don't want to spoil too much, but yeah, he's in it.
Oh, he's probably her. I know the gist of the story.
Yeah. But anyways, per usual, we got off the topic of the movie we're actually doing.
Oh, yes.
Um.
Yes.
Yeah, so I knew a fair bit about it, but I just had never seen it.
Yeah.
I'd like,
You have a younger sister, so.
and there's a lot of really famous lines in this movie that I knew.
Oh, 100%.
like,
that you've seen on shirts
what's it, like,
everywhere.
oh my God, you can't just ask people why they're white.
Karen, you can't just ask people why they're white. Yeah.
Like, I'd seen that clip. I'd seen the
You
like.
Googling Coco. That was everywhere.
What'd she say? Quit trying to make fetch happen. It's not gonna happen.
It's not going
That was
to
a pretty
happen.
big internet meme.
Oh, 100%.
Internet meme.
That was a pretty big internet meme.
Sound like fucking Rachel Maddow on CNN.
Okay.
Shout out.
Okay. Well, I don't even remember when I first saw this movie because it was like everywhere.
Did you see it like in theaters when it first came out, or was this one that you saw when you were a little older?
No, I was 6.
Because you would have been 6, yeah.
Yeah, so no, I didn't see it in theaters. I don't think my mom would have let that fly. I probably saw it at like sleepover or something, I think.
Yeah. That's usually how these sorts of movies get seen.
Yeah, I'm gonna guess that, but I've probably seen it like 4, 5 times.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah, I don't really feel like I've seen it. I don't think I've seen it like start to finish more than like.
You're not really like
4
me in that.
times.
Like, I'll watch a movie like 20 times. I don't think you.
Yeah, no, I like
you do that.
new things.
Yeah.
Which is funny because I don't like change. Interesting.
And I
any
love change,
therapist
but
help
I
us out?
love. I love rewatching movies.
comfort movies.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
but I have seen it quite a few times, and it's been a long time since I've seen it last, and it got so much better. I don't know what it just like was even better than I remembered it.
I think outside of the race jokes and a few of the
Yeah.
Africa jokes,
Yeah.
yeah, I thought it was much funnier than I thought I was. Like,
Yeah.
I knew I was gonna think it was funny because I do love Tina Fey, and I think she's
Yeah.
just such a talented writer and
Yeah, she really
like
is.
comedian,
Mhm.
and I knew I was gonna enjoy that aspect of it, but I was pretty surprised by how much the humor got me, especially since this is a movie made for teenage girls in 2004.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. Yeah, I think yeah, we'll get into it.
Okay. Did you have anything else to say before we get into awards? I mean, I guess.
Oh, yeah. I definitely have more to say. I think it actually like I was we like to look at the IMDb trivia because it is interesting. I saw that this was based off of a book, which I do remember seeing previously that it was based off of a book.
What movie is not based off a book?
Yeah.
I feel like we say that every
But the
podcast.
book is like actually like a parent's guide. Did you see that? It's a
No.
parent's guide to like helping your kids survive high school. Like it's not like a kid's book about drama.
Yeah, this is a story inspired by a book, not
Yeah.
not like a
Yeah.
retelling or
Which is
anything.
really funny to me, but it is such a good depiction of what being a teenage girl is like.
Mm-hmm.
Like the idea of like the popular girls is such a thing, and they usually do act a little bit like the mean girls.
Mm-hmm.
There definitely was a nice gaggle of girls in my high school that just bullied everyone and wore fancy clothing. Um
By fancy clothing, you mean like Abercrombie and Fitch?
oh yeah. I think like Lululemon was like just starting to get big in high
Mm.
school, so it's like a lot of Lululemon, like Uggs, like stuff like that.
It's high school when girls graduate, the cool girls graduate from what was that one? Oh, I just had it in my brain. What was that one little the Justice or like
Oh yeah. Oh
those
yeah.
kinds of
No, no,
stores?
no. That was like that was elementary school.
Elementary school.
Yeah.
I remember the cool girls
Oh, they
dress.
all wore oh yeah, for sure. They all
Yeah.
wore the shirts with like the monkey on it or whatever.
Yeah, and then they're
Yeah.
like, now we're all wearing Hollister.
Yeah. That's how they switched overnight. No, but like that's really like how the mean girls are. And then I also think about like the scene where she meets Aaron. That is so real. Like he turns around and everything slows down and she's like and just stares. That's so real. And like not knowing what to say. Yeah, I don't know. I just there's something about rewatching it that was like so entertaining and so funny because I don't think I've watched it. I don't think I watched it in college. So it's like watching it back, like
So this is the first time you've
remembering
watched as like an
as an
adult.
adult.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I also noticed like this is actually a very well thought out like creative idea. Like there's so much like it's a cinematic masterpiece.
Okay. Wow.
No, I'm
A cinematic masterpiece.
legitimately
Those are
I
the words
think
we're gonna
so.
use.
I
Okay.
think so. And let me tell you why. Just the like there's foreshadowing like where
She almost gets hit by the
she
bus.
almost gets hit by the bus at the
Mm-hmm.
beginning of the movie. Like I didn't remember that at all. And then there's the like motif of the animals fighting that keeps coming back. It's just like I don't know,
Love a
I just
motif.
love a motif. I and it's just like feels like a comedic like masterclass, I
Yeah.
think.
It's interesting because like it's interesting when you say that you love it so much as an adult because I feel like if I had watched this as a teenager, I would not have enjoyed my watch as a teenager.
Mm,
I feel like being able to watch it as an adult is what allowed me to
enjoy
enjoy
it.
it.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it felt so relatable when I was a kid and like that. That was what allowed me to like get through like the parts that were actually like ugh. Um yeah, like the I was just we were just playing it kind of in the background when we got ready to record and the part where the four of them are standing in the mirror like picking apart their bodies like that's literally what high school girls do. They just stand in the bathroom and they're like, "Ugh, I hate the way my thighs look." And it's like their thighs are literally like their thighs are like the size of a paper towel tube.
Tube.
Tube. You know, it's just like, "Oh god, like if you only knew girlies." Um yeah, I just think I didn't remember the art of this movie and like how it's actually like really well done and like the acting is pretty good. But yeah.
I think the fact that it was made for girls actually like lends itself to keeping this movie from being too dated
Yeah.
because a lot like an issue I run into is a lot of the comedies that I loved as a teenager I can't watch anymore because they are so
Sexist.
offensive to modern sensibilities.
Mm,
And by modern I mean like the last 10 years even.
not being sexist.
Yeah. Well, I mean sexist, racist, homophobic,
Yeah.
whatever. It's not, you know.
Well, I mean this definitely has like some racist stuff for sure.
Yeah, something about mid 2000s mid
It was like
like
always part of comedy at that time. And I'm like, why is that funny? I
yeah.
think it was like I feel like at that time it was like a lot of stereotyping and like generalizations were like considered funny.
I think it was like I think people were just like, "Oh, we're not racist now, so we get to make jokes."
Yeah, we get to be
And then
funny about
social
it.
media came back
And
or
then they're
came
like,
out,
"Oh,
and then
yeah.
people were like, "Oh, black people are still being murdered by the police in the
Oh,
streets.
maybe
Oh,
we
okay,
shouldn't."
maybe we
Yeah.
shouldn't make jokes about Africa."
Yeah.
Like,
The entire continent.
yeah.
I don't even did they say what country?
No, they
They
just
just
say
say Africa.
Africa. Yeah. And
Somewhere in the
they show her
continent.
living in like, the Serengeti. Like it's like not showing like
Yeah.
it's like acting like she was living in like,
Yeah.
in a safari. Like it was
You
not
couldn't have
a
just picked one of the countries, Tina Fey. No, you're gonna have to cut that. I love Tina Fey. Sorry, you're gonna have to cut that.
I'm not cutting that. Are you kidding?
No, you gotta cut that. Anyway,
She
fun
couldn't pick a country.
fact: a lot of people were up for the role that Amanda Seyfried got. Karen.
Oh, really? Who else?
Scarlett Johansson?
No,
No,
she wouldn't have
definitely
done it.
not. Ashley Tisdale
Maybe.
and Blake Lively. Blake Lively could not play Karen. She would have to play Regina if she would have been in this movie. I can't see her
I
as
think she.
anyone
I think
else.
she could have played the other
Gretchen?
Gretchen. I think she could have played Gretchen. I don't think she could.
God, but the girl who plays Gretchen is so well
Yeah, she is
cast.
so good.
Like, I can't picture anyone else playing Gretchen.
I can't picture anybody else playing Karen.
I can't, yeah.
I thought the casting in this
Oh, the
was
casting is
like
awesome.
amazing.
Yeah.
And it's funny because like some of them never do anything. Well, I mean, I say that. I mean, they just never do anything like really famous again. But like,
Mm,
um, the gay guy, I'm forgetting his name. So sorry. Um,
Damien, the character?
Damien, yeah, but he like doesn't
No.
do like he's in a bunch of stuff still, but like it's all stuff I've never heard of. And then the
Yeah.
same with the woman with the girl who plays Gretchen. She's in
She
like a bunch
was,
of Hallmark movies now, and she's a voice actress.
I think she might have been in Pitch Perfect, no?
You said that earlier, but I don't remember her being in Pitch Perfect.
Maybe I'm thinking of the other actress in Pitch Perfect.
Brittany Snow is in Pitch Perfect. That might be who you're thinking of.
Oh, yeah, maybe. No. Sorry, I have to. She was in the woman. Sorry, the woman who played Gretchen was in a movie called Pride, Prejudice, and Mistletoe.
Oh yeah, she's in a lot of
That's
Christmas
iconic.
Hallmark movies.
Go off, girl. Oh my god, she's been in so many.
Yeah, like a ton. And it's all, well, a lot of them are the same character. So
Oh
it's
yeah,
like
she does do a lot of voiceover.
yeah, she was in like Teen Titans and like
Oh,
a
she
few other things.
voiced Gwen in the Spectacular Spider-Man TV series. Fun fact.
Mm.
Okay, sorry, you have to give me a second. I really need to know if she was in Pitch Perfect.
I don't think it was.
No, you're right. Anywho, that was a waste of time. Um, yeah, the casting in this really is like so crazy. But yeah, the guy who plays Damien is Daniel Franzesi. I think is how you say his name.
Grew up
Daniel.
in Fort Lauderdale. I remember that from his IMDb.
Oh, okay, interesting.
That's
Glad
all
you
he
put
was.
that into your brain.
It said he was like born in Brooklyn and raised in Fort Lauderdale, and I was like, that's a very interesting.
Interesting. A lot of these people, I think you're right. I think Tina Fey just enjoyed as human beings and decided to put in a movie, which I love. Tina
Mhm.
Fey, anytime you need someone, you just let me know.
Did she wrote Bridesmaids, right?
Did she write Bridesmaids?
Did she? Maybe I'm just pulling that out of my ass. No, she didn't.
Kristen Wiig and Annie Mumolo wrote it. Oh, that's the woman who was in she was in Barb and Star.
Oh, she was the other one?
That was her, yeah, her
Oh,
friend. That's
funny.
so funny.
That was a really funny movie.
That was a really funny movie.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen that, Jamie Dornan's in it.
It was like, what was it? Barb and Star.
Barb and Star go to Vista Del Mar.
Yeah, that was a really funny movie. If you like Kristen Wiig's brand
Yeah,
of humor,
you'll love it.
if you don't
You'll
like Kristen
love it.
Wiig's brand of humor,
You won't like
it might miss for you.
But yes, back to Mean Girls.
Yeah, back to Mean Girls. Yeah, I think Amanda Seyfried is amazing. Obviously,
Yeah,
Rachel McAdams is like crushing it in
top
this
tier.
movie. I mean,
Oh my god,
I
she
love
plays the
Rachel
mean girl
McAdams, but
so well.
oh my god, because this, I mean, is this her first big role?
I don't know.
Probably.
Maybe
I mean, she was really young in this.
she's 25, which
She was 25
is
in this?
how old I am, and I'm not in Mean Girls. So if anybody wants to cast me, please cast me. I'm begging you, please.
It wasn't the first thing she was in, but it was like the first big thing.
Yeah, no, she was in like a couple of other things.
Yeah, but I mean, she's amazing in it. I mean, Lindsay Lohan's a pretty obvious casting at this time.
Yeah, oh, for sure. And she does great in it, I think.
But I mean, like even all the side characters, like all the students and all the teachers, like they're all really funny too.
Yeah.
Parents are great. They're very believable parents.
Yes. Yeah.
Amy Poehler is Regina George's mom.
Oh my god, Amy
Regina
Poehler is Regina George's mom.
Really funny.
She's only 7 years older than Rachel McAdams.
I was gonna say when she came on the screen, I was like, well, one, of fucking course.
Of fucking course.
But two, like, how much older is she?
Yeah.
I was like,
oh my god,
2004, she was pretty young.
The bit where the dog bites her nipple is so funny.
That is pretty good.
I also saw that she had to put a cocktail wiener in her bra. Which is really risky because she might, end up without a nipple at all or a cocktail wiener. She might have to sew that on
That was
there.
a pretty little dog. I don't think that dog's ripping nipple
Sharp
off.
teeth. Sharp teeth.
Maybe.
If I meet her, I'll ask her how that went one day.
You have any bruises on your nipples? What did Will Arnett think about that?
Yeah, what was it like breastfeeding your kids after that chihuahua bit through your nipple because it thought it was a cocktail wiener?
Was your breast milk sausage flavored? Should we get into awards?
Yeah, maybe we should. God, it's just so good. I can't. I have so many notes.
Well, the good news is that our awards start with a good category.
That's true.
Best actor. Oh, big yawn.
Ooh. We're doing this at my bedtime. I can't help it. Oh, got you. Best acting has got to be Rachel McAdams, I think.
I think so.
I think it's got to be. She's just so I think what it is a nice girl playing the mean girl makes so much sense.
Yeah, because she plays both parts so well.
And but it's like when you're a nice person in real life, you know how those bitches are.
Yeah.
You know how those bitches are. I remember when I was in one of my improv classes, I did a character that was kind of similar to Regina George, but like as an older, like maybe 30-year-old woman or something in a scene. And everyone in my class was like, you played that character like really well. It was kind of scary. And I was like, yeah, I don't know. I feel like I just know people like that. Like, I'm not like that. I'm not mean like that, but I know people like that.
Yeah.
And I can easily recreate it for you right now,
Yeah, I think she was a really easy choice for me just because like when you watch that movie, you're just like, oh yeah, of course she became a star. Mm-hmm. Like she just stole every moment.
Yeah, every time she's on screen, you can't. And she does a really great job at comedy. I guess we watched Game Night She was
Yeah,
really
she's
good
a
in
really
game
funny
night.
actress.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's good at comedy. She can do it all.
She can do it all, so she wins. Rachel, look out for your award. It's in the mail right now. The only one that they had at the trophy store were ice skating trophies.
Mm.
But yours is a little boy, so sorry about that.
And for some reason, they all look as if there's some horrific skating accident.
Yeah,
So,
they're like shielding their eyes.
and
So
there's like weird, like sort of like a puddle of blood at the bottom. We don't know what happened, but
but we just bought the cheapest one. So
we're doing what we can with
you know,
what we're
we need more
given.
people to listen to this podcast before we can afford to get nice,
Actual
yeah,
theater
nice ones.
trophies.
So
Yeah.
sorry. But enjoy it.
So sorry about
We
that,
love you.
Rachel.
Worst acting?
Worst acting.
I don't know if I could pick one. I see the one that you have on there and I'm upset
I'll
about
give you
it.
a couple of options.
I'm upset about
I'll
it.
give you a couple options.
I'm upset about it.
So let me just say, Lindsay Lohan, not her best performance. Let me
Uh,
just throw that out there. Not her best performance.
I think this was just this was the first thing she did outside of Disney, so different vibes for sure.
I think she was a little overmatched. Some scenes she did not perform well in. I never believed her emotions.
Whoa.
And then
A little harsh there.
I'm just she got the job done.
Well,
But
she's also, you have to remember she's playing like a homeschool kid. Like homeschool kids just kind of are like that a little bit.
that's true.
They haven't had a whole
I'll
lot of
give you that.
socialization. No offense, homeschool kids. I'm best friends with one. It's fine.
Yeah. But
yeah,
true. I just wanted to say this was not an easy choice
I'm
for
not
me.
gonna let you pick her. So what was your other
Well,
one?
it wasn't her choice. Well, she wasn't who I chose. I just wanted to give her a shout out.
It wasn't her choice.
It wasn't her choice to be as bad as she was.
No.
I'm just kidding. She really wasn't that bad. She just like wasn't.
You
she just
said
didn't
I
blow me
didn't
away.
believe any of her emotions.
Hey, that's true of a lot of actors for me.
Okay.
But I ended up picking Jonathan Bennett, who played Aaron, as worst acting.
Why?
I mean, he was a good-looking guy, but I mean, that's about it. And I was just kind
I
of
thought
like,
he played like the dumb kind of like
he did, but I couldn't
unaware
tell if they were trying to
guy.
make him dumb or I mean, I feel like a lot of my issues are issues with his character. I
That's
feel like
fair.
his character was pretty inconsistent, but
Yeah, his character wasn't super well developed, I don't feel like.
it was basically like we need him to do this in this scene, and then we're gonna have him do this in this next scene,
Yeah.
and it like I was
That makes
just like I don't
sense.
know who this human being is, but I mean he kind of suffered from that, and I just didn't really like his acting that
Okay.
much.
I mean, I will let that slide, but I'm not gonna let that Lindsay Lohan hatred, that vitriol
Hey,
in here.
I don't hate Lindsay Lohan. She was an important
I
part of my
know.
childhood.
We're too negative about her.
I apologize.
Shush. She carries the movie.
Favorite character not in the main cast?
Amy Poehler's Regina's mom.
I loved Kevin G. I thought Kevin
Kevin
G
G's
was
pretty
so
good.
funny. And I love Rajiv Surendra.
What did you say the principal's name was again?
Tim Meadows.
He was my other one.
He's so funny too.
He was my other one.
Those are my top 3 for sure.
Amy Poehler, Tim Meadows. What was the other guy's name?
Kevin G.
Okay.
Rajiv Surendra.
What else has he been in?
Not much, but he has like a YouTube thing. Like he is on like all these like really aesthetic, beautiful YouTube channels. Like he does calligraphy lessons on YouTube.
Wait,
And
have
like
you shown me this?
yeah, I've shown you these.
Oh.
And he has like a beautiful apartment.
Does he have really cool hair now or something?
Oh yeah, he's like hot now and dresses like a like fucking like so suave.
Yeah, I'm vaguely remembering that.
Yeah, but I mean, if you're listening at home, look up Rajiv Surendra. He's just
That's
a cool
so
fucking guy
funny.
now.
Go off, Kevin G.
Yeah, but I knew of him before I remember watching I like will randomly go through like a phase where I just watch a bunch of apartment tours.
Mm-hmm.
And
I know.
I watched his, and he was like, "Hi, I'm Rajiv Surendra."
Isn't he British?
Surendra. That's a really hard word for me to say for some reason. So
Okay.
sorry, To all our Indian listeners who
Just
are yelling at
absolutely
me for my
butchering your
pronunciation,
name.
two of my closest friends are Indian. It is not.
Okay, we're playing that card.
I have Indian friends. Okay. No, but like in the video, he goes, he's like, I played Kevin G in Mean Girls, and I was like, that means nothing to me. But
I've never seen that.
I thought that movie was about girls. What's the boy doing?
Ew, a boy's watching it. We gotta go with Amy Poehler though. That's so.
I will give it to her just because of the dog biting her boob scene.
So funny.
Because that was the hardest
And
I
the-
laughed during
and
the
the-
movie.
The dancing, when she's using the video camera, like doing the dance moves in the aisle. Oh god, that's so good. That's so good.
Oh, and then like honorable mention to
Do you guys want anything?
Regina George's little
Cocktail
sister, who is
condom?
just dancing in
just
front of the TV.
absolutely crumping, just getting freaking down in
She's
front
in like
of the TV.
3 scenes, and all 3 scenes, that little girl is just going all.
That's the only one I
in.
remember her being in, was that one.
She's
I
in a
just
couple
watched
other
it.
ones, but every time she's just dancing in front of the TV.
That's so funny.
Um,
God, this is such a good movie.
best scene.
I think mine is gonna have to be the downfall after the party that Katie throws, where everything just starts falling apart for her.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it just, the scene itself is not one scene. Like, I feel like mine is like the moments after that party. So, like, she throws up on Aaron.
Mm-hmm.
It is Aaron, right?
Yeah.
She throws up on Aaron. Then she gets the poster thrown at her. I don't remember the order, actually, now that I'm saying it out loud. But this is what I think the order. She gets the poster thrown at her, and then she sees Regina. Or maybe that's before that. She tells Regina. Sorry, let me backtrack. Something about Regina sees her, realizes she threw a party and she didn't get invited.
Uh-huh.
And then Regina finds out from her boyfriend that the bars that Katie gave her are to gain weight.
Right.
And she has that scream that's like,
yeah.
And it just keeps going, and it's transitioning her into like 2 or 3 different scenes.
Yeah.
I loved that. I loved that so much. I totally forgot about it. And she's got the protein bar in her teeth, and it's like stuck to her teeth. And then it transitions into her, messing up the burn book and like putting herself in it. And I loved that you find out that she put herself in there later. Like, because you don't see it, until she's at the principal's office.
Oh, yeah. Like, this skanky ass bitch, or whatever she says.
What does she say? It's a fugly bitch.
Yeah, my favorite scene was the one right after that, with the fallout from all the pages getting like distributed from the burn book. Because I thought like all the girls fighting in the hallway was so funny.
Because isn't that funny that I didn't even think about it in this way, but like, because it's a cinematic masterpiece, I had to be older to recognize. But the way that Katie is talking about like the animalistic nature of teenagers, and then they end up turning into them at the end.
Mm-hmm.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's not something I wrapped my head around. I'm looking at Mean Girls Wiki fandom. Oh, let's see. They've got pictures. Regina George. She's a fugly. I can't see it. It doesn't say. I think it's a fugly slut. I think Regina's a fugly slut, I think.
Sounds about right.
I like the word whore better, but that's just me.
They had to make a few changes in order to keep the PG-13 and not get bumped up to R.
I did see that. Like, I think there's a couple of like sexy things they had to cut out.
Yeah, there's a part where the guy's like, "Do you want to butter my?
Do you
need your
want your
muffin
buff?
buttered?
Do you
or
want your
something?"
muffin buttered? Do you want your muffin buttered? And you're supposed to
Something
say
like that.
cherry popped or something.
Yeah.
That was a little too
And there's
sexy.
one other thing, but I don't remember what it was. Oh, the hot dog one. They had to change it from masturbated with a hot dog to made out
that
with
would
a
have
hot
been a
dog.
little intense. You get UTI real quick from that. Just saying.
I didn't understand how you make out with a hot dog, and then I didn't understand why that was so awful.
Maybe to learn how to give a blowjob, you would make out with a hot dog. I don't know.
Maybe.
Just curious. There's also the scene where Katie walks in on Gretchen and Jason. It was supposed to be her giving him a blowjob.
Mm.
Supposed to be Gretchen giving Jason a blowjob, but then they wouldn't have gotten PG-13. So
Yeah. So I guess we can just do that whole sequence for best scene.
I mean,
It all kind
yeah.
of flows together.
It's so yeah, that's what was really hard is I was like, I don't know which of those scenes. I guess the scream for me like would be
This movie moves so fast. There's really not like
yeah.
scenes.
Yeah,
Like
it's
it's
just
just
like
like,
events.
yeah,
But I love that. We don't need every movie to be so slow. Like I just get so bored. I'm like, let's just move on.
yeah. I did kind of get whiplash sometimes with the scenes. Like
That's
they just
fair.
move so fast in this
That's fair.
movie. Okay. What about your worst moment?
The racist comments.
Oh, okay, yeah. I put that later, but my worst moment was just like the ending was a little too clean. Like Regina George is
I was
just
thinking
like
about that too, actually.
Regina George is just chilling. Like
She's just playing
I'm supposed to
lacrosse
believe that?
now?
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
whatever.
All right. She just had anger issues. All right.
No, I do love that she changed though. That's nice.
That's
I do love that.
nice.
Oh, I just had something else that I thought of. Oh, fuck, what was it?
Well, I also don't think that Lindsay Lohan and Aaron would have been like I don't think they would have stayed together after high school.
Probably not.
But
Wait, there was something else about it that Oh, I think one of the worst moments when I was watching it is that Aaron finds out that Regina cheated on him, but like the repeated efforts for him to find out if it was her don't work out. And that like every time I watch that I get really pissed off. I'm like, you should have just had him found, like you should have had him find her.
I was like, how stupid is this guy that he is like,
Not
oh,
putting the pieces
swim
together.
practice has been moved. Oh, fucking goes to the projection room like, ugh.
Maybe they have to watch their tape, Robert. Maybe the swimmers need to watch their tape like you football players do. Have some
Maybe.
freaking empathy, dude.
Maybe. What about your favorite line?
Oh my god, I don't think I can pick one. I do love the, oh my god, Danny DeVito, I love your work.
I thought that was mean. He's a guy in the girls' restroom. She
Oh, I
deserves
mean,
to
it's
like.
incredibly mean. It's incredibly mean. But it's so funny. I don't know if I can pick.
I really
I don't know
like
if I can pick one.
if you're from Africa, why are you so white? Oh my God, Karen, you can't just ask people why they're white.
I also
That was probably my
love
favorite.
you're a regulation hottie. When Janice Ian says that to her, you're a regulation hottie.
Wait, so is Janice a lesbian?
Yeah, she's a lesbian.
Okay.
Yeah.
She is?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
All right.
The character is lesbian.
Okay.
Was there some confusion about that?
No, I was just like, they don't ever, like, she doesn't ever explicitly say, like, yes, I'm a lesbian.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, I don't want to just, like, buy into the Regina George slander. And, you know, I don't know.
No.
I just didn't want to make any assumptions.
I do like the Karen goes, I can't go out. I'm sick.
I feel
Boo,
like,
you whore.
God, her and Rachel McAdams, they just knew what movie
They
they
knew
were
what
in.
they were doing.
And they both just fucking crush every.
They
I mean, Gretchen too.
knew
All three of them.
what they were doing.
God, all three of them are so good in this. Do you have any bits?
Oh wait, I also love the coach just always yelling that if you have sex, you're gonna die.
And then he's the one
That's
making out
literally
with the
going to
underage
school in
girl.
Texas. Is that so?
Same. Yeah, you can add the.
Yeah, just
to
the abstinence.
The abstinence and the predatory
Men.
I was gonna say
100%.
predation. Is that a word?
Predation. Also that. I wait. Did you have your quote was the you can't just ask someone why they're white?
Yeah, I just think this. I didn't really have
You
like
can't get creative.
There's so many lines in this. I don't.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It's written very well. Oh, and when Karen wants to make out with her first cousin.
That was a pretty good one.
Get in, loser. We're going shopping. On Wednesdays, we wear pink. You know, some of them I'm like, I'm tired of hearing that.
Yeah. You can't make out with him. He's your cousin. Yeah, but he's my first cousin.
Yeah, that one's good, though. That one's
That's pretty funny.
classic.
Yeah. Could pick a lot of Karen lines.
Yes. I also love that Halloween's the one night a year when girls can dress like a total slut and no other girls can say anything about it.
But they do.
But they do, still. There's a 30% chance that it's already raining. I love that. She can tell when it's raining and then she's like, well, I can feel it. Sorry. Okay, there's so many good lines in this movie.
Yeah.
Best bit? I think it's the animal bits where everybody's going Rah! And moving around and then everyone's like fist fighting and like throwing each other on the floor. I think it's so funny.
I think we need to like come together and figure out what we think a bit is.
That feels like a bit to me. What felt like a bit to you?
I'm thinking of a bit as something we both do outside of the movie that we got from the movie.
Oh, yeah, you've never said that before,
like
so...
the dust. Well, I thought you knew what a bit was.
Shut the fuck up. Jesus Christ. I quit. That was really rude of you.
What?
People in the comments, let me know how I'm supposed to handle this.
I'm sorry. I thought
I know what a fucking bit is, Robert. I do improv, you asshole. Jesus Christ.
Well, we're not running around acting like animals outside of the
You've
movie.
never once said it's something we do from the movie. You've never once said that.
I just said what bit from the movie.
What's your bit then? Give me your bit. What bit did you pick?
I don't know. I had a hard time picking one.
Oh, so you couldn't even pick one and you're getting mad at me for picking one you don't think is acceptable?
I said, I don't know. Maybe that's so fetch, ?
You're fucking kidding. That was your bit? That was the bit you picked? I gotta go.
We gonna run around on all fours now? Is that our bit?
Yeah, I'm gonna do that now.
Okay.
Just to spite you.
I'm gonna hold you to it.
Good.
All right.
Fucking dick. Jesus. You didn't even pick one and you're coming at me because I picked one you didn't like enough?
No, it's not that. I just...
No. Please elaborate.
No, you just hadn't mentioned that at all until this...
I literally did. I said it at the... Okay, listeners, tell me I didn't say this at the very beginning of the podcast. I said the repetitive motif of people playing animals.
All right.
How many times does it come up in the movie? More than once. That's a bit.
I stand corrected.
Jeez. This is fighting over the remote if you can't tell. Would you like to tell me what you would give the movie an Oscar for?
Why are you so heated?
Because you're so mean.
No, I am not. All I said was I thought you knew what the bit was.
No, that's not. Just tell me what you think the Oscar would be for this movie.
All right, I don't know. Probably Rachel McAdams.
I said screenplay or direction.
Yeah, screenplay's a good one.
Wait, did you see who the director was, though?
No.
He directed Mean Girls. He directed Freaky Friday, another one of my favorite movies as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
He directed Mr. Popper's Penguins, which I don't think I've actually seen. I think I did as a kid. Although I will say the most recent thing he directed was He's All That, which is the She's All That movie, but the newer version with Addison Rae, the TikTok star. So that's a little interesting, we'll say. But he also directed
Creativity is dead.
He also directed the Spiderwick Chronicles. Did you read those as a kid?
Yeah, we've talked about those.
I loved them. I need to rewatch the movie. It was so good. So cute. Anyway, he did have quite a few cool credits, like the ones I listed, so that was interesting. But yeah, I think screenplay, and I think the direction, just because it does feel very, what's the word I'm thinking of? Everything does feel intentional, and it feels well curated, I think. That's still not the word I'm looking for, but that's
Mm,
what I can think of. Like, it just, yeah, I don't know. I think everything about it fits pretty well together for the most part.
it's the script.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
What about nitpicks? You have any
Uh,
nitpicks?
yeah, a couple. Um, I think the principal going ham about the book when it like just very obviously was Regina George who
Yeah,
wrote
I
it.
I wrote that if it was a female principal, she would have known within 2 seconds that it was Regina.
Um, and then my other one was the meeting in the gym where everybody like reconciles.
Mm-hmm.
Like that meeting, the amount of stuff they do, that would have taken weeks.
Yeah, way too long. Not till
Weeks.
4 o'clock.
Yeah, not 4 o'clock. I mean,
It
yeah,
did.
that was
I guess
just.
they were there all day though, because they got there in the morning, and that's when the book came out.
And Tina Fey's just like coming off the top rope with fucking mediation
Listen,
exercises. What's
can I
happening?
also just say I love that she made the character have like 3 jobs. I don't love that the teacher had 3 jobs, but like we need to pay teachers more, and that was a good way to like slide that in there. Like she's has to bartend.
All right, liberal.
Shut the
Okay.
fuck up. She works all day and then she has to go bartend and she's a teacher. That's horrible. Yeah, no, I agree. I think that if it would have been a female principal, she would have known within a moment's notice, but that also helps, like, you have to have that happen, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I get it. It's just, you know, it's a nitpick.
I've got a few actually as well, watching it back. I don't think it's like the second day of school and uh Katie is wearing a crop top and I said, or maybe it was the first day. I was like, a homeschool girl would not wear a crop top, I don't think. That's just me. I know some and I don't feel like they would on the first day of high school. I don't think that they would know to wear a crop top to
She's used
be
to
in
that.
the know.
She's used to that African sun.
I guess
She
so.
wanted something a little breezy.
I also love just like having like 25, 26-year-olds playing 16-year-olds. That is just will never get old.
I don't know
It's
why they
so
can't hire
funny.
like 18 or 19-year-olds.
I don't know.
Like, I get why you
Cuz
don't
like
hire 16-year-olds because you have to pay them more and
I
like
don't know
there's
if
all
it's
kinds of
like
limits,
there's
but
less, I guess cuz they're even though not everyone who is an actor goes to college for acting, there's still, you know, quite a few people that do. So I don't know if like that age range there's like less options
yeah.
or something. But I think that's so funny that it's just always the case. Like this is just always like 25, 26-year-olds. There were like some people in there that were extras that I was like, you're 32.
You could go back in time and make one change.
Yeah, hold on. I thought I had another nitpick somewhere. Okay, I guess I didn't. I thought I had another one. If I could go back and make a change, I would either make the movie longer
Mm-hmm.
or I would put more Amy Poehler in it.
That's fair.
Because I love Amy Poehler.
I think she might have been in it the perfect amount to stay funny.
That's fair. Yeah, I guess I didn't really want it to. I don't want her character to be overdone, but I just like wish I could see her like interacting with all of them more, like talking to them about their lives or something.
Yeah. It'd be funny if she like showed up at the school one day and was pretending to be a student.
Oh my god, I would love that.
That
That
would be
would
pretty
be
funny.
amazing.
Um,
What about you?
I just said take out some of the race jokes.
Yeah, I wanted to pick that, but I was like, I feel like I've at this point I'm like looking at all
You
the
used
times
them
I've
for another
said that.
category, so I
Yeah.
had saved it for this one.
Yeah, it was just like really unnecessary. Like having the Vietnamese character say the N-word was just like, why did we do that?
And the fact that that doesn't give it a rate like an R.
Yeah, that was
Back then
interesting.
they were like, oh, the N word, that's fine.
Oh, that's fine. It was also like that, and then like obviously like some of the stuff about Africa was pretty
Yeah.
racist, seeing as how they didn't even pick like a country.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
She wasn't like, I spent some time in Ghana. It was
it was just like I was in Africa. I grew up in Africa. And no one asked her where exactly. I don't know.
pretty big
Some of
continent.
that. It's just like I think it's a lot of stereotyping, a lot of generalizations about races and ethnicities that I don't think we really need.
Yeah. Which is, this is
It's that
something we can say about every comedy of all time.
100%.
So,
And I think luckily now people are more aware that like shit like that's just not funny, so we don't need to put it in movies, but
yeah.
definitely before like 2010 it was like still in everything.
Yeah, I mean,
A lot of
it's not even an
comedies.
issue of humor, it's just lazy.
It is very lazy, yeah.
It's like,
It's so lazy.
um, but I don't know, maybe back then it was novel. I just
I hope not.
watching it back today, it's just a
So
little cringy.
I guess if we had to go back in time, I guess yours makes the most sense because we both have commented about it. But I do love Amy Poehler.
Yeah, she was really good in this.
I
So
love
funny.
that. What's her name? Busy Phillips. I love that Busy Phillips is the mom in the newer one.
Oh, is she? I
Yeah,
don't know
because
anything about the
her
new
and
one.
Renee Rapp look exactly the same almost. They
Hmm.
look so similar.
Okay.
So they have her as the mom, which makes sense. But I was like, where's Amy Poehler gonna be? What about the horniness meter? How horny is this one?
I wrote down 2 out of 10, but now that I'm thinking about it, it's probably like a 4.
I put a 4.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not quite halfway, but like, they're talking about like sex and stuff like that all the time, and they also show it sometimes.
Yeah.
But it's also like,
I mean, it's not like a sexual movie.
no, yeah, it's just like there are like some sexy things about it, like, all of them in their costumes,
Yeah.
except for Katie. I do love that they have her dress up as an ex-wife. That's so funny.
Yeah.
And oh my god, the bit when she walks in the door after the party and she's crying and she
Oh, and then
scares the
watching.
shit out of Damien and Janice, I cackled.
You know, it's funny in that scene. They like throw the popcorn up in the air when she scares them, and then
Uh-huh.
the next shot they have a full bucket of popcorn sitting on their lap.
Oh. These
Come on,
continuation errors
I
here.
know. Can't even watch it. Unwatchable.
Unwatchable because of the popcorn. Um yeah, I think it's a little less than halfway for me. It's got a good amount enough. Cuz like that's the thing is like sex scenes when it's like high school characters is like it's got to be awkward. So it's like it feels that way and it's
Mm,
accurate to the time. Would you recommend this movie to someone with your taste?
I don't think so.
That's valid.
I think I would recommend it to like couples that have differing tastes, but I would not recommend it to
Yeah.
somebody who liked
People
movies
that
that I
maybe
like.
prefer
Yeah.
your other movies that you watch.
Yeah.
I I just want to say if you have seen Mean Girls and you haven't watched it in a while, go watch it. I'm just going to say that. It's so much better than you'll remember.
And
It's
it's
so
literally
good.
like an hour and a half.
It's
It's so
so
short.
good. It's so
Really
good.
short. It's like an episode of Game of Thrones.
It's just so funny. And it's so, unfortunately, very real. So real. Okay, now we're into our final scores. I don't think it's like in my favorite movies of all time list, but it's definitely like right beneath it. And I could rewatch it easily. You got a
Same.
frog in there?
Well, I'm drinking sparkling water just came up. I've kind of gone back and forth, but I think I'm gonna land on like a 3.5. I think.
That's better than I thought you were gonna give it.
Well,
Wow.
I was leaning towards a 3, but I think because it's so short, it gets an extra half point
Nice.
because it's like
So easy to watch.
it's like
Throw that sucker on when you're
throw it on.
bored.
You're barely even like if you decide to watch it in the afternoon, you
Well,
still have your whole afternoon.
and it's
Like,
not like the plot is complicated, so if you zone out for a second, you're fine.
yeah, it's a good background movie, I think.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. So I Yeah, I liked it. It
Okay.
was solid. I don't.
So you would rewatch it
Yeah, for sure. I
and you
mean,
enjoyed it.
I assume I will watch it again.
Probably.
Um, I would probably never watch it by myself,
That's fair.
and I would probably never suggest it.
That's
But
fair. I will. I'll do it for us.
yeah, but if you suggested it, I wouldn't like
Fist fight
be
me or
opposed.
anything.
Yeah.
Well, that is it. Thank you so much for listening. If you like our podcast and want to support us, you hear this on every podcast you listen to, please give us a rating anywhere that you're listening right now. That would be awesome. And it takes like 2 seconds. You just do it real quick and then you're out
It
of
really
there.
does.
Yeah, just keep listening if you enjoy and let us know what else you want to hear us talk about. You can send us emails, fightingovertheremote@gmail.com.
Yeah. Make sure to follow us on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, maybe. Stay up to date on what we
Hell
got
yeah.
coming out. We have a new episode every Wednesday,
Mm-hmm.
so please join us next week as I make Elissa watch The Talented Mr. Ripley.
Oh, he's been wanting me to watch this movie for years.
You know what? So I have like a ongoing list of movies that like,
Mm-hmm.
and I like try to rank them for like how
Based on my
badly I want to
preference?
watch them next.
Oh, okay.
Um, and this week is like the 10-year anniversary of Philip Seymour Hoffman's passing.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And I was listening to a podcast talking about him, and they were talking about his character in this movie. And I was just like, oh my God, I just want to watch that movie. Like, I wanted to watch it right then. I was like,
Yeah.
God, I love this movie. I probably watch this movie once or twice a year.
Okay. I'm down.
And
I've been wanting to watch it. It just hasn't happened yet.
yeah, I think this will be the first one in a while that you really like.
I think you're right. I've heard good things from
I'm
you and
hoping
others.
you really like it. I don't mean to keep picking movies that you don't like. I just
sure. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's gonna happen.
I think the Venn diagram of our tastes, like mine is a much bigger circle, and your circle is like kind of like eaten by mine a little bit. Like we have a lot more overlap with your movies than you have with mine.
Yeah.
So
that's fair.
Yeah, but I think this one will be good. There's a lot of very hot men in it.
Hell yeah.
And
nice.
Yeah, it's just an incredible movie.
Great. I'm
so
excited
please
to
join
watch
us next Wednesday. But until then, you guys have a great week.
Yes. Thank you for listening.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Get out of here.
Go. Get outie. Go do something fun. Bye.
Quit watching. What are you doing?
I've already said bye.
Get out of here.